Good morning all, how are you all doing? Thanks for watching again. We are doing our fourth recording of Polynesia now, so we're getting well into the game. I can't believe it's now, well into our fourth different recording for YouTube. I didn't think I'd ever get this far, but it's been really, really good fun actually. I hope you've been enjoying it so far. The usual request at the start of the video, if you could like and subscribe if you wish, of course, it's completely voluntary. That would be absolutely amazing. But otherwise, shall we get cracking? I think we should. So last time, you will remember, we were doing okay. We founded the colony of Nukuhiva down on the snow here, which was, probably economically was a pretty bad move to make. But with a cargo route supporting it, you can see here we're sending one cargo route to Nukuhiva there. We're keeping it alive actually, and it should be getting us a decent amount of culture. Yeah, 36 culture per turn. I think it's worth a little colony down here, definitely. Whether we put a second cargo route there or not, we will work out in a bit. But for now, it's doing its purpose quite well. What else were we doing? We were building archaeologists, we were building lighthouses. I think we just got the exploration tendency, hadn't we? The naval tradition one to get us extra happiness from lighthouses. Happiness is a long-standing problem in this game. Now, Polynesia, as you will have heard me describe before, are an unusual civ in the respect that a lot of the time, so you can see here we've got gem mines and the like here. No, we don't want research agreements. Gem mines like here, they're just not being used. We'd rather have moi on them. No, what do you want for open borders now, Brazil? Oh, fine. You can see here we're working one or two of the gems to trade. We're working one or two of the cotton. But otherwise, we're, let's keep open borders with him. Otherwise, luxuries are a little bit of a problem with us. We would rather choose, in a lot of cases, no, we don't want to research agreement, stop it. I'll explain why in a sec. So there's two gems here, do you see, that we would rather work moi on than keep them as gems. It's a difficult choice, and one that Polynesia makes sort of separately, but a lot of the time we would take the extra culture over the luxury resource that are given to us. But let's go and have a look and see what's going on, shall we? So in terms of tech, we are beelining, as we did in the India game, we are beelining to the modern era to get radio. After that, we're going to beeline to refrigeration. I don't know if it counts as two beelines, if they're sort of, we're going to get refrigeration afterwards so we can get a hotel. And as soon as we build a hotel in our cities, maintenance free, the moi will start to kick into action and we will get a lot of tourism. And it'll be our sort of initial tourism boost. You can see here that we've already got quite a bit of tourism on quite a bit of people. We're familiar with all civilizations. Brazil is unfortunately going to start, reducing the gap to us. They don't want open borders with us, but that is fine, to be honest, because we haven't really stepped up our tourism just yet. But let's have a look and see if we can get open borders with Brazil. Well, what are they going to want? What do you want for this? No way to make it work. I wonder if we've done anything to really sort of piss them off. Made a declaration of friendship with one of their enemies. Oh, it's because I made a friendship with Dido, wasn't it? Never mind. I'd rather keep her on side, to be honest. You can see from the demographics, we are doing fairly well. I see, look, he wants open borders from my territory. Come on. Go away, Brazil. You see here, we're hanging on, is the best way that I can describe it. Literacy, we're in last, but we're sort of beelining at the moment, so we're going to be a little bit worse than we actually are. And we're sort of clawing in on average a little bit. Production and gold, we were never going to do very well until especially gold, moi will get gold once we get flight. But until then, we're sacrificing a lot of our crop yield and production and everything like that to get culture. But it will pay off. It will pay off, I can guarantee it. There we go. Right, so Samoa is still starving. Now, why is that? I think it literally just cannot produce enough food anymore. I think the way to deal with this is to build a lighthouse very quickly. There we go. It's only 6 turns until it does it. Okay, now we've got an archaeologist, which is cool. Now we've got an antiquity site. I know we've got one on this island here. I don't think we've got one on our island itself though. From memory, no, we don't. Okay, so we're going to send him to here first, and we can start digging up some of these antiquities, which should be good fun. Okay, Honolulu. It's got the lighthouse, which is good. It's given us that little bit of happiness. We need to be thinking about building public schools fairly quickly, but Hermitage as well is a fairly important building to build. And also a market. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a market quickly. It's only 2 turns, and it'll boost our gold quite considerably. Let's do that first. Tonga, what are you going to be up to? Let's build a Colosseum there. A workshop. Wonderful. Again, just a Colosseum. We just need to get that little bit of extra happiness. Right, cargo ship. Wonderful. Now you can see here we are population 26 in Honolulu, and we are beginning to work most of our Moai tiles. Not all of them though. So we will keep the 3 trade routes going to Honolulu, I think. Keep the growth going up as much as we can. There we go. Awesome. What I might do is once we get a 6th trade route, I might get a 2nd one going down to Nukuheva, just so that we can expand it a little bit and we can really start to take advantage of the culture production that is available here, especially this bit here. This is going to get us quite a lot of culture, fingers crossed, once the boundaries continue to expand a little bit. We're also keeping an eye on when Nukuheva can get this elephant. Once we can claw that elephant into our empire, that would be wonderful. So, assign delegates. Here we go. World's Fair. Now, if we were to win the World's Fair, we would do quite well from that. Now, World's Fair obviously would give us double culture, but to be honest, we don't have very much production. So, although we brought it up to be friends with everybody, we're going to vote against it. Because I don't think if it was passed that we would be able to win it. Obviously, we'd give it a good go. But by losing that double culture per turn, we'd just be giving it to someone else, and all that would do is give them more resistance. So, against our tourism, obviously, culture is what, defends against tourism, so we want the other people to have as little culture as possible, but we will see how it works. Okay, so what's going on here, Honolulu? You finish your turn. The World's Fair does pass in the end. Okay, so that's fine. So we need to be thinking about building towards the World's Fair. If it's open, we want to win it, because if we don't win it, we will massively regret it. Yeah, we're going to have to change these guys to doing it as well, I think. It's not going to give us much, but it hopefully should give us some. The Samoa, how much is a lighthouse to just buy? 400 gold? Yeah, let's do... I'm just going to buy one then. Now, not building a hermitage will hurt. But we'll have to live with that one. Archaeologist, here we go. So, an archaeological dig. Current tile improvement will be replaced. Oh, it's a road. Oh, hang on. Okay, fine. Let's go and dig that. Wonderful. Now that should just give us another great work of art that we can use, which is quite cool. After that, we need to be going into other people's territories, really, and getting what we can. Yeah, lack of production is what's going to hit us in this game, but we should be okay. As long as we get hotels, we should be okay. Freedom will help a lot with the happiness and the food. Once we get some of the tenets of freedom. But until then, we'll be okay. There we go, electricity. Ooh. Let's build a lighthouse here, sorry. There we go, now it's got enough food to sustain itself, and it'll stop telling me every turn. One extra happiness as well. That's the real reason. Maybe. Okay. So aluminium. We obviously don't have any aluminium in our territory, which is a little bit of a shame. But again, not one that we're going to be really worrying about too much. No, we've got no interest if you go to war with Dido. To be honest, I don't mind people going to war with each other. It stops them from getting too much culture because they're spending so much of their time building troops. And I know Dido is pretty good at naval warfare, but taking on Japan at sea is a dangerous move. The Japanese AI is fairly good a lot of the time at naval warfare. So it'll be interesting to see which one that goes. Antwerp has been rigged. Wonderful. Antwerp is our city-state, our mercantile city-state, and we really want to keep hold of that because it's basically our only source of happiness. A musician has been built. Wonderful. Just take a quick look at that. We've got no great slots for musicians. Okay. Now we're going to be getting Broadway, hopefully, at some point soon. But let's just see if we've got any where we can be building musician slots. So opera houses are what we need. We've got one in Samoa and Tonga and Honolulu and also in Nukuheva. So we're pretty maxed out on our musician slots for now. So I'm just going to keep him asleep until we can go to Broadway. Sometimes it's worth using one of these musicians as a culture bomb, but I think with only strength 420, I think it's worth holding on to him for now. We can use them a bit later if we need to. Now, great musicians, I think you can deploy them in the sea. I think. So I don't know why he's sort of insisting on coming over to my land, but oh well.